Welcome back, you super powered awesome freaks out there. You're not a freak, you're a normal person like everybody else. This is more TV time with MrDarkPhoenix and Spider-Man. This week I am bringing you guys the Tomorrow People, Girl Interrupted, the episode. So let's just talk about that. It's really not the really good episode, really starting off things. So let's just start off with the episode here. Powers for one lucky individual appear at just the right time, and in this scene you really couldn't hope for anything better now, can you? Because either you die or you hope your powers kick in, which is always a good life or death situation, right? What better way to introduce your powers than now when you're about to die? Powers come in handy at social gatherings. Or do they? You get to know who's real, you get to know who's fake. Would you want to be able to tell that at a party by looking at people, or would you rather just not know and enjoy yourself for as long as you can? Hashtag telepathy problems. Telepath problems. There you go. Let's hashtag that. Our William Stryker mutant hater is up to his old tricks again. Because why not? You gotta try and find a way to kill the mutants or something, don't you? Next thing I know, I said this in the last episode, next thing you know, we're gonna have evil sentinels. Or some kind of evil hunters that hunt only the Tomorrow People. Maybe they'll be called the Yesterday Crew. Or the Next Day individuals, or something like that. But like I've said, maybe we'll have some of those in later episodes. What's too much to hear? Would you lend a hand or lend your ears to a helpful person in need, or would you just basically leave it as you were now? I wouldn't know what was wrong with you by looking at you, but I would know what was wrong with you if I just so happened to be able to read your mind. So, would you help, or would you just leave them as they are? It's a tough question to ask yourself when one side doesn't want to help humanity and you still do because you still have a shred of it left. Until later on, that is. How to control new powers under right circumstances. Not adrenaline, it's not forced interactions, it's really real forced interactions. No, not for play, for real. Like, your crush is in danger, so bam, that's when the powers kick in. Which is good because, you know, discovering you have new powers is always great, but controlling them, that's a different story. That's always a different story. There's always the catch that the superpowered beings never tell you about. You have to be able to control these and when to use them, not just whenever you want. And you can't train with it because you don't know how to do it quite yet, so we'll learn how to do it later on in the season, but so far it's working out pretty well. We don't have any use for it just yet, so can't complain about that. We take a mental spy tour of the Forbidden Zone, because we're on a mental highway to the danger zone. I had to. I saw the Archer commercial. I had to do that. I'm not sorry. I'd do it again. Our human espionage works out really well because not having to depend on your powers is really good, because you can't always depend on them because you still have to depend on yourself of sorts. So, why not? You know, why not just, depend on your humanity first and then depend on your power second? Because why the hell not? You've always got to depend on yourself before you can depend on your powers, right? You can't save everyone is a quote that I really like having, because it's true. If the person doesn't want to be saved and you try, then you can't really stand there and force them to be saved. It's either they jump and you catch them, or they jump and you let them. Unless you have superpowers, and then you can definitely do it. But I just like this quote a lot, and I think it speaks a lot to real life and a lot of everything else. You can't try and save everybody, and like I said, if they don't want to be saved, you can't force it on them. You have to let people live their own life, and if they don't want it, they don't want the lifeboat, or they don't want to be saved, you can't spend most of your time going crazy trying to save everybody, because you just can't. Being a telepath has a really huge disadvantage in a public scene, especially when there's a crowd of people with you, which is why if I were a telepath, I would just drown out other people's thoughts with Beats headphones, or big headphones, or something loud that I can't hear everybody's thoughts. But you'll get better at it with a little bit more time, a little bit more less on your mind. What's your level of compassion for the human race? Once we find out what's happened, officially, like what's happened, then we understand one's true reason for just, putting humanity on the back burner, and just, you see that pure evil, and you see that betrayal, and then you think, this is why that character doesn't approve, or that's why this character is not spending their time trying to save everybody that's human. And it's really sad, but at least we now finally have our answer. So aggressive with our deception and our means of capture. It's not like, you know, what? And you can't fight back? Like, you can do all this stuff with your mind and you can't, like, I don't know. They didn't even have the epic telepathy staring contest. They just basically beat the shit out of this girl. So, hopefully you learn how to fight better in future episodes without having to worry about stuff. The only option could prove to be a bad idea. I didn't expect this scene to happen. I really didn't. If you didn't see the episode, then you're in for a treat, because there's one scene in here that I did not expect. I'm not sure how the series is going to work with it in it, so we'll just have to wait and see, and you guys can tell me in the comment section what you thought about it below. But so far, if you haven't seen the episode, you are going to be in for a shocker of a little scene here. And our pain is revealed, like I said before, and you see what you're not supposed to. Of course you would, because you tell someone you have powers in the first episode and they feel you're crazy. And now you do it by accident, by not knowing they're there, and now you want to believe me? No. I'm going to prove that. You believe me when I tell you I have superpowers the first time, not because you accidentally see me, and now you're going to be nosy, and you're going to pick, and you're going to try and find things you're not supposed to. It's going to make my head itch. It's going to make my head hurt, and I'm not going to like any of it. But good episode. Like I've said before, the smart people's going in a really good direction, especially with the level of deceit from both sides, because we don't know who's really playing who or who has what planned, but the series is going to go on in a really good direction. I can't wait for the rest of it. But like I said, another week has passed by, so another week of TV time has passed us, unfortunately. But don't worry, me and the Tomorrow People will be back next week with another episode / review. And don't forget to give me a big thumbs up in the comment section below. Comment below what you thought of this week's episode. Don't forget to let me know on other media links, because all the links will be in the down bar below. Thank you guys so much for tuning in for TV Time with Mr. Dark Phoenix and Spider-Man. And don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe, and always geek out and enjoy your lives.